with purpose and pleasure. Registration is currently ongoing. Don't wait for last minute. And so register for Vanuatu Pleasure and Business Tour 2026. Think business, think leisure, think Vanuatu. To register, you can call Vanuatu Trade Commission Ghana on 0240 229 282 or 0544 626 905. The numbers again 0240 229 282 or 0544 626 905. Note, registration is first come, first served day. Don't wait for last minute pressure. Go for your registration now. And you know it's always very necessary to start your morning on a very good note. You don't have to let anything distract your morning. Well, if you haven't had your cup of Mixi Choco, you're actually missing out something very special. The rich new tasty Mixi Choco is crafted to brighten your mornings and keep you refreshed all day long. Everything is right in there for you. All what you need is in sachet. Just add water, stir and enjoy a warm, comforting cup of Mixi Choco. Now for the coffee lovers, Mixi has something special for you too. Mixi Coffee delivers a smooth coffee experience that keeps you energized for your everyday hustle. Honestly, just one sip and you're going to feel it very well. And guess what? There is more. Introducing the new delicious Mixi Strawberry, a sweet, exciting addition, and one more reason you should love Mixi. Start your day right away. Start it with Mixi. Mixi. Trying to hot shit. Right? So let's look at what the headlines or the papers are, has for us this morning. Let's get into the papers this morning. So the Ghanaian Times this morning is saying Temamoto expansion 35% complete. Contractor implements measures to minimize inconvenience. Yes, so the story is on page 12 of the paper. And the Daily Graphic newspaper too says 211,849 delegates to elect NPP flag bearer. Party promote free fair polls. Yes, so Saturday is 31st January. And Daily Guide newspaper too says NDC flag bearer contest. Nana Jane picks Haruna. That's Afeyo Markin saying that over there. So you can see the story on page 3 over there. And Abu Trika discharged and re-arrested. It was now a new story this morning. Yeah. And that Lumba estate case. Yeah. So yes, so the story again. That Lumba estate case, Kumasi High Court strikes out application. Yes, so and fix failures in oil palm sector. Komna in Amani is saying that over. You can find a story on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper. The Dispatch newspaper, President Mahama reveals what keeps him awake at night. Do you really want to know what keeps him awake? You can find a story on page 12 of the Dispatch newspaper. And vote massively for yes, so you can find and purchase the various newspaper. Vote massively for Dr. Baumia Poku Prempe to NPP delegates. Yes, so this and some other stories when you purchase the Dispatch newspaper, you will find it there. So this and some other news stories when you purchase the various newspapers this morning, you are going to find, you're going to get a lot of interesting stories in the papers when you purchase them as well. You can get some opportunities in the papers as well. Felix van der Palen is already seated with our guest to delve deeply into the various news stories making headlines this morning. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us on the headlines with Felix van der Palen.
stake, the heart of Ghana's political landscape. Meanwhile, Parliament's got its own drama. Minority MPs are boycotting the Chief Justice's visit. Tensions are running high, and we are wondering what's behind this move. Will this affect the wheels of justice? But it's not all politics. Corruption's in the spotlight too. 280 cases are under investigation. According to Kwachio Fosu Felix, the numbers are stacked, and we are asking, what's being done to tackle this menace? We've got more analysis on these with my guest. On my immediate left is Senyo Amekplenu. He's with the communications team of the NPP. Senyo, you're welcome.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. In the middle, Solomon Owusu is also there. Solomon Owusu, you're welcome. Solomon Owusu is the communications director, spokesperson for the United Party. And
Yes, thank you.
yeah. And at the extreme, we have Prince Derek Ajay, former Deputy CEO, National Youth Authority. Welcome, Prince.
Welcome. And where the money day?
Where the money day?
280 under investigation.
Yes. Interesting. I like the connection.
Yeah.
But we'll start straight with Professor Frimpong Boateng, Nyaho Tamaklo, and others. CU and NPP, NDC, and CPP over delegate systems. Since the inception of the Fourth Republic in 1992, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, Professor Frimpong Boateng himself, and the likes, as prominent, members and stakeholders of the NPP, for decades, participated in, operated under, and even benefited from the internal structures they are now challenging as unconstitutional. How should we take and manage this? Is it a fair and genuine clarion call? I'll start with Senyo on my immediate left.
Well, thank you very much, Koko.
Yeah.
And good morning to my senior brothers, and then good morning to your cherished viewers. Yesterday I was a bit scandalous when I heard of this lawsuit. When you ask me, for me, I think that this whole lawsuit, it's a theatrics that these our fathers are just putting our fathers, and then their mother, they have decided to push for. Just as you described it, it's a drama they are pushing for. What is the essence of what they are doing? What is the essence? Of course, the law gives them the room to, seek for redress.
My intro was not to take any side on the matter.
I'm not saying
whipping up
interest.
appeal, preparing the ground.
That's fine.
So
I'm only borrowing your words.
Yeah, you can make your comments. Go ahead.
That's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
But I think that, honestly, when you ask me, I think that it's drama. And I understand them. They are not in the mainstream, and sometimes it is good that they make their voices heard on issues that would make their names be in topical or that would be in the headlines for us to be mentioning their names day in, day out. Because I think that at this critical point where the government needs to be supported in terms of issues that are going on in the country, and one of them has to do with the issues of recruitment or unemployment. And then you sit down and you just jump all of a sudden. You want us to abolish delegate system and bring what?
Pastor, you're saying it disenfranchises ordinary, party members and creates a privileged,
you see,
voting class.
Is it that, for me, I think
it's like
that,
sidelining.
For me,
others.
I think that in every organization you find yourself, there are rules and regulations. There is a document called Constitution that guides you. Now, what does the Constitution of Ghana say? Every other constitution that comes after the Constitution of Ghana draws that spirit or that inspiration from the main Constitution of Ghana. And for that matter, if there is a constitution or there is a tenet that is guiding the political parties in terms of how their operations are, I don't see where somebody will feel that I'm being relegated, I'm being sidelined. For once, one thing I know of, one of the issues they are raising that has to do with we should allow for the purposes that everyone should vote as far as you remain a good member in a good member
In
with-
stand- in
what-
good standing?
in good standing, a member in good standing. But the Constitution already states that you can vote when you are a member in good standing. And how is a member in good standing defined? A member in good standing has different definition. One, you must be committed to paying your dues. Why would you be in an association where you are not in good standing? You don't pay your dues, but you want to be given certain preferential treatment when it comes to activities of the party. The very people who are leading this charge, when was the last time they even paid their dues to the organization they belong to? I'm reliably informed that one of them is not even a member of the party. So on what ground, on what basis are you pushing for this agenda? So you look at the whole thing. Honestly speaking, for me, I think that is not a topic we should even waste our time on. I think that there are more pressing issues that need the attention of Ghanaians than wanting to ask that we should open the system for everyone to participate because I feel that I love a certain political party. If you love the party, go and register. And when you register, you'll be given the rules and regulations. Now, you have the right to contest or to remain a full soldier. Now, when you contest, you become automatically a delegate in that electoral college. For example, in the upcoming election on Saturday, I am a delegate. I'll be voting. It is because I have contested, I have served as an executive. So for me, I don't think that we should allow, I honestly speaking, when you ask me in my opinion, I think that this is not an issue that we should waste our time on. There are more pressing issues that we should deal with. When you go to Nigeria, which is the leading African countries in terms of numbers, they are operating within the delegate system. They should go to Nigeria and go and tell Nigerians to also stop that. There are other countries that work with this. There are other countries that also do their own thing in a different scope. Again, don't forget, when you are asking that all the members to be given the opportunity to vote, as far as you are in good standing, what it means is that one of the things you want to keep, which is the moneycracy, you are rather going to worsen the situation. Because if there's a small college which has to do with 200 people, there is already money being ejected into the system to make sure that delegates vote for them. Then you now want to widen the scope to over 3 million, 5 million people, or 6 million people. You think, see, our politics, the way it is, even the European or the outside politics that we've been seeing, when you watch the geopolitics that is happening, everybody is grounded as far as monocracy is concerned.
So you're against you're against opening it up. But
I am against opening it up.
Yeah,
We can do that gradually. Just that the NPP did recently. In our recent conference, that was last year.
Let me bring Solo in, then you'll come back to you, and then you carry on with this example.
Let me just finish with this. In our recent conference we had, that was last year.
Okay.
You realize that there were some amendments that were done, and we added a little number to it. That is fair. But when you say we should just open up and allow everybody to, no, that is doom you are going to create for the political parties, because we don't have that muscles as far as it is in controlling the political parties.
Okay. But before Solo speaks, I know that in the past they've been working hand in hand. Certain experiments have been done. So when you talk about gradual, I think this gradual process has started already. But I'll come back to you, Solo. Yeah.
Well, Kwaku, let me say that it's a very serious matter that needs much attention. You see, the way and manner we entered our fourth Republican dispensation, we rushed. So the very model of democracy we adopted for ourselves keeps deteriorating by the day. Remember in 1992, 1993, when the NPP, NDC, and the CPP went to Congress, the number of people that were delegates were not more than 2,000. Now, you fast forward to today, you take a political party like the NPP, the delegates are in the region of 211,000, which means they acknowledge the fact that there has to be some levels of expansion. You take the NDC, virtually they are saying that all card-bearing members or so have the right to vote. I believe that what we have to do today, is all to just suppose when the numbers were few, in terms of few delegates, to when the numbers are expanded and see whether or not the decisions coming out from these two sides, which ones were quality and which ones we can say have not helped us. I would have agreed with the situation where you expand it in totality for everyone to vote as a member. Because if you are a member, why don't you have an opinion about who leads you? But I dare say that the levels of delegate, candidates they are choosing for this country is not a desirable one. Now that they have expanded the delegate system, the sort of candidates, the products coming from these expanded delegates is nothing to write home about. You remember, it was in this house that we discussed. You had a certain member of parliament who came to tell all of us that he was expecting COVID levy to immediately take effect once a budget was read. That product came from an expanded delegate system. So what sort of due diligence did these delegates make to come to that conclusion that indeed this personality could serve our interest very well?
So you are also not entirely against it, but the quality.
The quality, if it is going to be, because it serves to, that's why I like it when I support the decision of them going to court for us to know the mind of the court.
Yeah.
If we were going to go strictly according to quality, according to due process, it has the effect of taking out monocracy in our system. What these three eminent, by the way, there are three eminent people, all of them have served in government before. Professor Frimpong Boateng has been a minister before. Dr. Christina Mwakunyama, a long-serving minister under the Rawlings regime. Nyahonya Otamakro, a government appointee, an ambassador for that matter. So, setting back, and like you and I, when you are done with your programs, you have ex-official members of this country, people who have served in very high levels, who are bleeding within, who sees the direction of this country as going in the wrong way, call you and say, we missed the opportunity of righting the wrongs. You have the opportunity now to right the rights.
So how do we strategize to get in the quality members that you're talking
So
about?
for me, where we are now, we should rather restrict the number of delegates. You know why? Because you see, the system is so corrupt that the more you expand, the more you are going to have incidents of monetization of your democracy. What is going to happen is that now they are calling for people to be paying dues. Those members, those who are really interested in joining our political parties, are the downtrodden. They don't have it. So the few corrupt officials, and they are corrupt by virtue of the fact that they had an opportunity to serve in government, will go and register all these people and begin to pay their monthly dues.
You may not find a perfect situation, something that is ideal in every regard. And so what Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo is pushing for is the fundamental reason why the Constitution exists. Democracy.
Yes.
To open it up.
Yes, that's why I said that they have...
That's what I'm saying. You can't get a perfect situation.
But I can appreciate where they are coming from. They believe that by expanding it, it will take away issues or incidents of what? Monetization of our body politics, which would have been a good thing, which I would support, because I don't see why anybody contesting an election must pay the people voting for him.
Why did it pay people?
Why must they be dashing money? Look, once I was in the MPP, when I was in the MPP, a simple issue of what superdelegates election, people were paying as much as 200,000 to delegates. Why do you do that?
So that delegates will vote
for them. They buy your
Do you have
conscience.
any names?
Oh, I was with
Any
Alan.
evidence?
Absolutely.
So did Alan do that also?
No, why would we do that? That's why we left the party, because we can't
Alan,
pay.
they don't do
It
that.
doesn't make sense to be paying money to delegates to vote for you. You are buying their conscience, and for that matter, they will, when they come, I mean, have you thought of it? Like when someone comes to give you money, and you vote for the person, you know where the person got the money from. Maybe the person went and borrowed from a loan, Charlotte. You understand? That person comes to power, that person must recoup that invested money. So you that is taking that bribe, you are part of our corruption. And I am saying that as it is now, expanding it will rather deteriorate or deepen our wounds, because the levels of people, the quality of people, they are not patriotic. All that they are thinking of, all that they are looking forward to is to come and loot the state. So we should rather begin soul searching, go for quality, like they have it in the United States. You have the electoral college, which used to be the case with the existing political parties, where they were giving and churning out quality parliamentarians, quality ministers. Not what we have today. But at the end of the day, I would wait for the pronouncement of the court. The law backs them anyway, because if you are saying that the sovereignty of this country resides in the people, and if you are saying that all men are equal before the law, and if you are saying that political party, and mind you, political parties are public institutions, and I'm a member in good standing, what prevents me from voting? But where we are now, I do not support it.
Okay. Prince, time to hear from you. What's your take on it? Where should we go? Who should we listen to?
It's interesting listening to one current NPP member and one former NPP member over an issue not only concerning the NPP, but NPP, CPP, NDC, and perhaps other parties. I hear the current NPP member rubbish the whole thing, and when he was speaking, I was actually thinking of free SHS and how it was rushed. Juxtaposing that rush and the implications it had on Ghana and Ghana's economy, I could then understand him if he's seeing things in that light, hoping that he will stay true to principle and condemn the rushed nature in which his party, when given the opportunity, rushed free SHS. You must have the money before you can implement something. The Constitution says so, and yet they rushed it. But now, the chickens have come home to roost in a nest that he finds very uncomfortable sitting in, because they have their choice. They have their choice of a flag bearer who they know is not popular. It's not popular. And so if the opportunity was given to most NPP members to freely vote, the verdict would not be Bawumia. It would be Ken of, what's his name, Ejapon or some other person. Most likely Kennedy Ejapon and not Bawumia. Because he lost abysmally. 2 million, no. It's not a small thing. 2 million plus votes. How unpopular can you be? So I can I can understand his discomfort in opening it up. Mm-hmm. Now, I think that I would agree more with my brother Solo, but I differ with him on some attributes also. But again, to the current MPP personality and therefore the MPP's view, which he espouses as a national communication team member, he talks as though these three persons are just some people. And if you look at the my Joy Online caption, it puts the personalities, kind of on a certain, pedestal. These are three doctors. I think 2 medical doctors and 1 with a doctorate. Experienced politicians, as my brother Solo has indicated, and they have actually even served beyond the political, environment in government, and understand how, political parties transitioning into governing parties have operated, have succeeded or failed. Actually, they say leadership is what? Cost, right? Is that correct? Look at the economy and the one who led the economic management team. Okay? And where they led us to. I mean, forget about Ken Ofori-Atta and his woes. But Bawumia was the leader of the economic management team. He was the leader. So the mess, he was the cause. Isn't it correct? If leadership is cause and everything else is effect. He messed up the city, messed up the dollar, and he has become so unpopular. And so they have had to quickly rally all the corrupt people, all right, and the galamseyers around to prop him up. Over 280 people who are standing trial, most of them are behind Bawumia today, trying to make him a flag bearer by force.
So, Prince, you're neither here nor there. You're neither here nor there.
No, I'm coming.
Okay.
No, it goes. I'm saying that I'm just analyzing why he said what he said, and then I'll come to why I think differently. Because this is not about MPP. This beyond MPP. The three people did not talk about MPP, but he was stoically defending not having it in MPP. And I'm trying to let viewers understand the rationale behind why he's fiercely opposed to that. Or in fact, not just him, Bawumia and the likes are fiercely against it. If you were to interview persons from the Ken camp or the other camps, they'll be in favor of it because they know that it would give them a fair opportunity. Look, the MPP rushed into this Congress top to bottom because they wanted a certain outcome. They want Bawumia. And so instead of having the delegates conference at the base, even if you don't expand the base, if you go and have the current structure operate properly, as has been done in the past, and he started from the bottom, so he elects the polling station. They call them what? They call them something else. Police station, whatever.
The agents.
Agents,
Oh, okay.
and then you get to the from the base through to the constituency and then to national. Most of the people are, in fact, monumental proportions that will never ever happen, even in Singapore, Malaysia, or any other place. It won't happen. So they would have fallen. And these are the people who are supporting Bawumia today. You come down again, these are people who were put in place by those at the national, at the region, and so on. So the whole dynamics would have changed. So you have a new delegates, set of delegates who would not vote for Bawumia. Okay? Now, expanding the base, and I think that is the desired position. And I think that we must work gradually towards that. And that's beyond MPP.
Well, for this desired position, the point here is that the delegate system seeks to do things like maintaining party discipline. You understand? Control, over party machinery.
Is there discipline in any of the parties? Has the party discipline in your are you assuming or are you stating as a matter of fact?
I mean, that's the objective.
The
of
objective
having...
has not been met. There's so much indiscipline. Look at the run-up to this election. All the delegates who are on air talking about Bawumia or Ken and so on, insulted, are they disciplined? And had the party been able to even discipline them? Unless it is affecting Bawumia,
But it could be worse. I mean, maybe from Dr. Nahum.
We all know MPP is fake. We know. So if a stalwart comes out of the water to say it's fake, why should he be sacked? You understand? We know it is corrupt. So why should people be sacked? Look, there is no discipline in MPP. Of course, the discipline in NDC and other parties could have been better than it. Akufo-Addo, who spoke about himself, okay, in correcting the rest of the lot. He was speaking rather against himself when he had opportunity. But look, everybody learns from their mistakes. So let's grant him that he's learned and he's come to say something that perhaps would help them. He didn't unify the party. You understand? So now if he's seen his fault and he's saying that unity is the way to go. We've heard Afenyo Markin come and talk about how he's been deserted. And when he deserted the base, when he was leader, including others. We must grant them that they have learned lessons. And we also, who are not of their stock, should learn lessons. It's other people's experiences are better experiences to take and imbibe than to go through the same process. It's only a fool who, when you see fire burning your neighbor, will go and put your hand in the fire. And that's why you rather advise to put a bucket near yours when you see the fire. All right? So I would want to admonish the MPP. If they want to grow the party, in fact, I know the party is going to collapse after Saturday. It is. It's a fact. We all can see it. The writings are not just on the wall. It is cast in stone. You listen to Ken call Bawumia a liar just a few days ago. And of course, all Ghanaians have been saying it. We know. It's a fact. He was just restating a fact. So after Saturday, if Bawumia's camp call Ken various things, and of course, checking out anybody who dissents is not discipline. It's autocracy. And that is what MPP calls discipline. So if is that we tried it before, maybe we did it hastily, that's the NDC. Tried it, we tried to expand it, we've come back to a certain situation, we are going to try again. And so the advice that these people are given, I would call it advice for now, because it's not gone through a process, they've not won any court case that would compel anyone to do so. We take this on board, we will look already, there are processes to ensure that there is no monetization of the elections, which has been the bane of all the political parties. Monetization, it leads to corruption. In fact, they have to recover their debts, they steal government money, then they are chased, and then they run away and go and hide and don't want to come back. That is what, our electoral system has.
Maybe. But you do that in a minute.
No.
So I'm saying that.
Allegation.
I'm saying that. Can you listen to me, Senor? I'm saying that. So I'm giving you a minute or two more, so it will be fair, be a fair play here. Then I'll give Solo to a minute or two, and then we'll move on to our next topic.
Well, I think that I've listened to him talk, and it is very clear that he has demonstrated, moral bankruptcy in terms of not having knowledge of
I didn't hear the
the
English word he
issues.
used. Did he speak
You
English?
lack.
No, please.
I spoke.
Did he speak English?
I spoke.
Did you hear him?
I spoke.
Did you hear him? He's already started the insults
Listen,
that is going to collapse their party. He started it on yourself.
Listen, you have a minute to wrap up, and then I'll give Solo a chance.
When you were speaking, I listened
No,
to
but
you.
speak English
When you,
to your audience
Well, am
and
I
don't
speak-
use
am I
insults.
spe- Am I speaking to you?
Senor, listen to
You
me,
are
Senor.
insulting already on the set.
Just respond. Just one.
NPP cannot stop
You
insulting.
see,
Prince, you have to let him.
When
No,
you
you
were
can't
speaking,
insult me.
when you were speaking, I listened to you.
I
You
did not
used
insult
all you used all manner of description. You don't dictate to me how I speak.
But you can't insult myself.
You don't dictate to me
You
how I
will not
speak.
insult
You were
me.
given the platform to talk. You decided to use the words you want to
Continue
use.
insulting. Go ahead.
MPP will not collapse. If that is your thinking, MPP will not collapse. Let me tell you. You sit here and say that what? About NPP being a fake party. You've picked an information from social media or from the airway because you've listened to one of what is being, put out over there in terms of, opening up the electoral college. What is fake about MPP? We don't need your advice, Mr. Eric Ajay. We don't need your advice. The NPP do not need your advice. If you have any advice, I think that you should go to your party to tell those using fake
Senor, I'll be going to Solo
certificates.
in a few seconds, okay?
There are a number of people who have used fake certificates. You should go to them and tell them. Don't sit on this show and want to embolden statements that we have you at stake. Speak to the issue. The roundabout, the merry-go-round you are doing, it won't help. If you are in favor of what they are doing, accept it. If you are not in favor, embolden it. And where is the issue of Baumia? Did I tell you that I'm supporting Baumia?
Senor, it's clear.
Did I tell you that I'm supporting Baumia?
Senor,
That you want to associate
hear me,
people who
hear
speak
me.
for a particular
Senor, hear
topic
me.
that they and the
Senor, hear me.
Baumia are this.
Hello?
Why? If you have an issue with Dr. Baumia, go and face him, call him and have one-on-one with him.
That's fine.
Don't sit
The
on
point
this
is
show
made.
and want to score a political
Senor,
point.
your point
It's
is
very
made.
difficult
So go
on
ahead.
this platform.
That's it. Please, Prince. Please.
The point still remains. The three eminent people, you cannot discount what they
I
are,
will bring that
what they
down
have
for
filed. They are colossus when it comes to Ghana's politics. It would have been, I would have supported their position of expansion, which would be the ideal situation if indeed the components or the people that would be voting will be people of their own words, people who are so patriotic. But under the current circumstance, like I gave you the example of the MPP moving from 2,000, some aspirants are even determined on election day to pay as high as 2,000 to each delegate. I mean, can you imagine if the delegate numbers move to 1 million? What will happen? So that is why I want us to hasten slowly lead this country to victory.
So we'll move to our next topic, which is on minority MPs boycotting Chief Justice visit to. Maybe let me start with Senor on this one. Senor, why would your leadership, head of judiciary, there isn't any, as it were, documented rulings nor personal misconduct about the man?
Well, I think that the position of the minority is very clear in terms of why they feel that they would not, meet him or upon his visit to Parliament. Because I've noticed that he's been going around these days visiting one institution. Why? For the first time, we are having the Chief Justice. I don't know if it is thank you to he's doing. And I think that I associate myself with the comments of the minority leader. I am saying that he doesn't also understand if it is a thank you to that the Chief Justice is actually embarking on. Of course, you agree, you know very well the genesis of this issue started from the vetting time till date. And you also understand that there are a lot of issues that were put before him when he was an acting CJ that failed to be adhered to before he was appointed as a substantive, CJ. And all of these things culminate into whatever they said yesterday. So for me, it is neither here nor there. I 100% support their decision. I will not sit here and be hypocritical about it that I am indifferent about the position of the minority. I think that there were issues that were laid at the doorsteps of the acting CJ, who is now the substantive CJ now. But he failed to empanel the judges to sit on the case. And if you are doing that, how do you want us to describe you? You want us to applaud you because you've been, vetted and you're not a CJ? So for me, I think that if the minority is unwilling to meet him in terms of his visit to Parliament, I don't think they've done any wrong. I don't think that they've erred in any way.
Hinging it on an appreciation tour, I mean, is that really a big deal? What is wrong with a chief justice?
But when you listen to him upon all his tour that he's doing, especially the ministries, he first of all would thank them. He appreciates what they've done, at least for having a smooth process for him to be vetted. Then he now put up in terms of having a cordial relationship with the judicial system. It is not needed. There are a lot of issues. There are a lot of cases in the court.
Must he fight with them? Must he be in?
Nobody is asking him to fight. Yeah. But we are saying
there should be cordiality.
What cordiality? Are you not seeing this for the first time? Is it not new to you? Is it not new to you? For me, I will not distance myself from the position of the minority. I represent the New Patriotic Party, a very vibrant, exuberant party that seeks to, win power back in 2020. So for me, I stand with the minority. Indeed, why are you not coming to us? We're the same people who put things before you that work for us. You didn't do those things. There are other citizens who also laid suit before your doorsteps that empower judges to sit on those cases. You didn't do them. Now you want to come back and have what with us? We are not meeting you. Is it a crime? Or that one too, if somebody says that I'm not meeting, MPP is fake, you will describe MPP as what? Okay. No, we should not go on that tangent. I think they reserve the right as to who they meet and who they don't want to meet. So that one, anybody can, say, dream or hallucinate about it. We don't mind.
Okay. So.
Indeed, they reserve the right as to whom they meet and whom not to meet. And the Ghanaian also will have the right to determine whether or not this bunch of people must go back to Parliament again. They don't deserve our time a minute. First of all, how does one become a Chief Justice? Do they have a problem with that? That constitutional provision that the person's name will be put forward by the Judicial Council in consultation, and the President in consultation with the Council of State will then nominate him. Then the person goes to Parliament. Parliament bears the person. When he or she is able to go through, he becomes your Chief Justice. Does anyone in the minority has a problem with this? The answer is an emphatic no. When the minority was given the opportunity to vet the nominee, Paul Bafubodi, when they were representing us, that they were supposed to ask questions on our behalf, not on their own behalf, because they are not in Parliament serving their own interest. They decided to boycott. They decided not to work. They went away. Now, you are in this same room, and you were sitting in your chair, that we discussed the issue of Pandai. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
When the matter went to court and the judgment went in favor of the minority, did you not hear from head to toe all of them praising the Supreme Court judges who empaneled the judges? Also not Bafuboni. So what are we talking about? That is on the thank you tour. Hey, then don't forget, Afenyo continues to make this serious statement, and if the judiciary do not take notice of it, judicial notice of it, then they are going to open the floodgate for all of us to go bombastic and everything.
You like these words a lot.
Because as a minority leader, you keep telling us that the man is serving his paymasters. You are being paid by the state as a minority leader. And if you know that the man is being controlled by somebody other than the constitution of this country, why would you not tell him? Initiate processes of citing Afenyo for contempt. To see that Afenyo, and together with the minority, goes to or tell the people of this country who is controlling the Chief Justice, or he's cited for contempt. Because he cannot continue to make this vague statement, empty statement that his paymasters, when only a couple of weeks ago, you were praising the very person, denigrating.
Not a bit.
They think that they are denigrating Paul Bafuboni, but it's the office. You understand? And I've just proven to you that a while ago, they were praising the very people that they claim is serving someone's interest, paymasters. So on that occasion that they were praising him, are they telling us that he, the Chief Justice, was serving the interest of the minority? Hey, maybe they are giving us a clue.
Okay. I'll bring Prince in. Prince, with the issue of mingling and socializing, so to speak, are we being circumspect or not? Are we calling for trouble? Because minority thinks there's something fishy.
Well, I think that good governance calls for being open to views of others. And to do that, sometimes it is useful to interact. If you look at the governance style of the current president, John Dramani Mahama, he's been looking at interacting with, the journalist of society, taking on board the views of people on the economy, on education. So we had various fora and all that. This is the result we are finding today in terms of how the country is moving. That is shocking even the IMF and everybody. He's brought everybody on board. And I think that the Chief Justice, he also has one term. Judging from his age, he has to only understand the people. He must relate to the people, his views, share one-on-one conversations with them. How best to do that than to meet the people? So I think that it is a very good step he's doing. I'm not surprised that invectives are being poured on him by the MPP, super minority in Parliament, micro-mini, as it were, who have had an opportunity with
They think otherwise. They think they're a mighty minority.
Well, call them mighty in the negative. That's still correct. Now, their might, might only come to, the fore when the chips are down on Saturday. I'm not prophesying doom, but when it happens, the phone calls that the minority leader has been crying about this last Saturday, that he's not getting. He may not even get any at all. He may lose more friends the way he's going because he's not inviting people. But you see, I'll tell you what, he's been used to a Chief Justice who he can run to and within minutes have an paneling of judges and rule in his favor. So he thinks that he's been hard done by. So it's sour grapes. It's actually very sour grapes that is at play. But I think also that they are trying to play a certain strategy post-Saturday and that's their hope, that when they elect Bawumia, they will now start crying, prosecution has become persecution. Already you've heard them say it.
I asked about, Chief Justice.
No, I know. They are trying to lay the foundation. No.
But you see,
they are trying to lay the foundation to start crying persecution when the trials begin. No, who is going to empanel the courts for their trials? It's the same Chief Justice, isn't it? The public tribunals are going to come on stream, all right? The bill is before Parliament. It will be passed. Whether they try to block it or not, they don't have the numbers. Their might will not show. It will be passed. The public tribunals will become. All right. The special courts will come.
So your point is,
they're just laying the foundation for.
You made the point that there's nothing wrong with the Chief Justice.
There's absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, it's a step.
Touching base with
the
other branches
in the right way.
We are still managing our time, so we'll move to the next topic. 280 cases of corruption.
Yes.
And investigation, according to the spokesperson for the president.
Yes.
My namesake, Felix Kwachufusu. But I'll start with you this time around, and then we come to Senyo.
And I hope I'll get a rebuttal.
Well, with this round, I didn't go back to him. So when we're done with this.
The second one, I didn't get a rebuttal, but that's fine.
Which second one?
The when you give the two of them rebuttal, let's make progress.
Let's
try and manage the time.
Out of the over 2,400 reports that reach around, we talked about this, I think, last 2 weeks, through emails, petitions, and so on. We had 36 were said to be authentic, and the rest were all garbage.
That's not correct.
That's what came up, and now we are hearing, 280 where 20 cases, reached advanced stage, 100 people standing for trial, all of that.
Over 100.
Over 100. So give us the very clear picture.
Now, if the MPP, former officials and party officials inclusive, it's not just people who are in government who are, as it were, being investigated or will be prosecuted. Some are just party officials, some are spouses of these persons who have no, connection to governance during the 8-year tenure of the MPP. Accountability is accountability. When you are given an opportunity to serve, you are actually inviting onto yourself the responsibility of accounting to the people before and after your stewardship. So you are supposed to, for example, sign up a little piece of paper that indicates your property after you do same. If you are brought in again, you do same. In the case, and I think Mustafa Hamid's own has been the most recent one that has become topical, where the special prosecutor has had cause to come and speak to some property that he is supposed to be owning, which he did not account for. And when the question came up, he said it was a gift from the former president, Akufo-Addo. All right. Now, we've seen Edu Mahin and also the kinds of properties he's supposed to have acquired over time, and some with his wife and girlfriends and so on. We've seen Hanan, the buffer stock guy also. There are lots of them. I mean, if you come to Samia Wuku, you see the KGL. Something causes, good causes.
So these are all still allegations.
They are not allegations. They are cases.
Have they been proven in court?
Okay. So now you are taking us to a new dimension. Initially,
no, not too much of a new dimension. Let's try and manage it.
You see, over 2,000 allegations were made. Some were put into formats, dockets were put together, and prosecutions have started on some.
Okay.
Investigations are still ongoing. If you like, call any MPP been there. I'm sure Baumia has been there. Akufo-Addo will follow. Look,
okay, so
let me give Solo those who have traveled out, Solo, when they come, they will go.
Thank you very much. There's this high expectancy that something has to happen. Do you foresee that really happening, or we're just going through some motions, as it were?
If it does not happen, our democracy will collapse. This business of young men and women getting an opportunity to serve for 4 years and lootiness must stop. Because when they are looting and you have young ones supporting it, then I ask myself, do you understand what is happening? Money that could have been used to better the infrastructure of the country, the road network. You go to Kolebu, people are sleeping on the floor. You go to Wage, people are sleeping on the floor. Money that could have been used to provide infrastructure so that you and I, who do not have visas in our passports, when we fall sick, we can have a better access to Medicaid. That is what has been shipped away. That's what has been stolen away. And whether or not our democracy will survive depends on how this current administration deals with issues of corruption. And this business of scratching my back, let me scratch your back, those in government must be very, very careful.
So will it happen?
It has to happen, and that's why the United Party is around. I can tell you, if you were in power by now, all those running around who have stolen that we know would have been rounded up. Your very station here, your very station here, the 13th for All Africa Games, you have not forgotten it. It is a matter that has to be thoroughly investigated. And if we should allow it to go, that somebody will look straight into our faces and tell us. Your director said he was giving 100,000. The minister says 3 million. You think we should allow this thing to go unpunished?
Okay, so
it's all okay business. Corruption is a matter.
You have a few seconds.
You have a few seconds. Yeah. You don't have time. You want to catch wizard or witch.
You have a few seconds around. Let's wrap up. It has to happen. It will happen, right?
But if it does not happen and the United Party comes to power, which we know we are going to come back to power, you will come back to power in 2029, crime has no expiry date. We will run all of them up. You think you can come and steal from SMB, flaunting it in our faces?
Building mansions everywhere.
Our own tax revenue, you loot, and you have scratched my back, let me scratch your back. When someone is arrested, you have people in power, oh, this one is my friend. Oh, excuse my French. This one is your friend. Okay, we are here. We will go back to the people of this country in 2028 and go and answer that question. What were you able to do with the power that was given to you? Were you able to retrieve or recover the loot? That will be an answer. That will be an answer that every Ghanaian will be expecting.
All right.
And that will shape whether or not this administration will remain in power come 2028.
Samuel,
Yeah.
you love the process, or you appreciate the process
In terms of
trying people who are accused of theft, misappropriating funds. You appreciate it, don't you?
No, I don't like the process.
What
I don't
don't you like
I don't
about
like the process because I think that the speed that we want, we are not getting that speed.
So it's the speed you're not happy about.
Yes,
The pace at which work is
the pace
being
at which work is going on. We need to fast track the process for these people to be put behind bars if indeed they
So
are.
you're expecting that around this time people should have been
But we should be
jailed?
seeing
and
at
all?
least one person being put at the bar. But you see, I
Someone
think
like
that
who do you?
I don't know.
who
I
do you
should be
foresee?
asking the government. I think that this government is talking too much.
You know, Prince is pointing at his T-shirt.
This government is talking too much. The PR they are doing is too much. The AG comes to tell us that these are bare bone allegations. Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, the government spokesperson, comes to tell us that there is some number of 280. There are 280 people. Put them, go and put them in court and let us face their cases in court. It is not the media. What you are doing is just like drama. You are acting.
So you call everything drama. Now, Felix said...
But is it not acting?
Felix,
When you are talking too much, you've been in office for 1 year.
Yeah.
Not even a single person.
The statement he made, I heard him say, it's in the court's domain now. And you can't talk about deadlines and all of that.
200,
It has to run through
280. How many out of the 280, you yourself, can you even sit here and mention 10 cases that you've heard of that is in the public domain? That people are talking too much. See, we understand what governance is, and we understand when you have to manage your governance structure in terms of PR. They are doing complete PR gimmicks. And it is becoming too much of a perfidious government. What is that? Is it about fantasies? There is work given to you. We agree that you claim there is an aura that has guarded garbages. If the garbages, you've been able to separate the men from the boys, let us see the men that you've separated and put the old men at the right places, the younger ones at the right places, and let them face the courts. You don't come today. AG comes to tell us this. Tomorrow it is this. No, that is not the case. And you can't sit here and say that you think that a lot of former appointees have been invited by Yoko, and you want to assume that Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia has been, you are sure that, I am sure Bawumia has also been invited. Bawumia has not been invited. If you have any evidence, put it out. You see, I don't know. At the mention of Bawumia, that you guys are jittery. I don't speak for Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, but I represent the party. When you speak against anybody, Kennedy, Brian, Bawumia, I will respond to you. Bawumia has not been invited by Yoko, so you don't sit on this platform.
Ken is coming. Can you speak for him?
And put out.
Is Ken coming?
And put out those lies.
Is Kalofriata coming?
Please, respectfully, I listened to you when you were speaking. I didn't interrupt you.
I
So
just want to know.
I listened to you.
Okay.
I listened to you.
That's
Please.
That's right.
You see, you don't sit on this platform and everything you are attacking Bawumia, everything you are roping in Bawumia. Why? Why? The 5 gallant, energetic men, Saturday, who all know their fate. Besides, you are not even a member of our party. You can make your commentaries, you can run your commentaries, but you have no locus to dictate to us who we should vote for. You may have your preference.
Now, Sonia, we all live here in this country, and we'll see what will happen in the end. I mean,
That is fine, and I'm saying that on Saturday,
It's kind of
we'll
fantastic.
all get to know, but at least latest by 6 p.m., we should get to know who has
right.
won the election.
All right. Thank you.
But the truth of the matter is that
All right.
this
I'm grateful.
this
It's kind of-
theatrics they are
I
doing
think-
is kind of. You should even be
the point
ashamed
is
of
made.
yourself
So-
going to display
Thank you
placards
so
and
much.
all.
Thank you
If
so
the
much.
placards will
You
not
read
work,
it
it
all
will not do
out
anything.
for us. Thank you.
Let's
Thank
be
you so
serious
much.
in this country. You
Thank
see
you
how
so
the country
much.
to run.
Thank you.
The
Thank you,
government
Prince.
has a country to run.
I'm done.
Know what you are
Time.
doing. This one
It's
necessary.
fast spent. I'm done. Thank you. I'm Kweku Mandaparan. Keep watching GTV Breakfast Show.